And here we are. All right, so we're here to talk about this lens, the RF 24-70, and it has been a great lens for me. I just recently got it, and I'm shooting with the nifty 50, the RF 50 1.8, which is the lens I have been running until now. So I have had both the R6 Mark II and the RF 50 for around 6 months or a little bit more than that, and I got this lens for about a month or less than a month. And let me swap so you can see the difference, and then we continue from there. Alright, so for starters, look at the difference here in the field of view from the RF 50 to the 24 millimeters from the 24-70 range here. So that's quite a difference. And another thing I can notice quite differently is I barely hear the engines for the autofocus on the 24-70. It's such a difference. Like the nifty 50 is a great budget lens, but you probably didn't hear anything because I'm holding the microphone here. But if the mic was on top of my camera, you would probably hear the nifty 50 just zooming in and out to focus, because I could definitely hear it from here. The 24-70, I cannot. And let me zoom in a little bit more, let's be fair. So I'm now at 50 millimeters here as well, so you have the same field of view from before, and I can also not hear anything about the autofocus on this one, and I think everything is in focus, right? So let me see. Yeah, so basically no sounds at all from here, and it's pretty close. All right, so before I continue with this video here, if you don't know, I'm having a baby with my wife Bianca, and this office will become our co-working space from now on. So I'm going to refurbish some stuff here. I'm going to change the wall back there. So what I'll do is I'll record the process with the 24-70 so you can check some of the results, some angles and different focal lengths, so you can see how this lens works and what type of image you can get out of it. First, we need to prep and remove all the stuff here from the room. So let's start with that. Do you know another cool thing about this lens, which I really appreciate, is the fact that the image stabilization with this lens is incredible. Let me show you really quick what I mean. Because with the nifty 50 you don't get stabilization in the lens, so you only account for the IBIS in the R6 Mark II in my case. But with this lens, let me just remove it from the tripod so you can see. Alright, so this is the lens handheld, and I'm just smoothly walking around so you can see how things look. Alright, and take a look at this here. So this is all the stuff we're gonna put in. So this is here is an extra shelf, like this one's right here, and then here as wall supply. Let me zoom in. So these ones, they are basically tiles, because we're gonna make this as a brick wall. So what you have here is tiny bricks. So let me show you. So those are tiny bricks, and then we're gonna put them up to the wall, and hopefully this will look cool, right? What do you guys think? So what do you guys think about the stabilization? So this is in 24, 35, right? And then let's go to 50 now. This is in 50. And then this is in 70. I'm not gonna add any warp stabilizer post-production, just so you see how the stabilization looks right out of the camera. I hope that is good enough. All right, so let's keep going. So another thing that I think the 24-7 stands out is because when you look into the 50mm, there's only one ring in here. So if you switch it to manual focus, you lose that extra functionality from the extra ring. And as for the 24-70, I can show on a B-roll here, but you have the focus ring, you have the zoom ring, and you have the extra ring here on top, but that's an exclusive ring here for the 24-70. And for the Nifty 50, you just have one. And if you switch to manual focus, then this will be the focus ring, and you lose that extra functionality that you have with that extra ring on the 24-70. So that's something to consider if you're gonna use that or not. For now, I haven't used it because on the 50mm, I usually shot a lot of stuff on manual focus, so I would basically use this ring for the focus. But now with the 24-70, I'll probably add maybe white balance or something like that to the focal ring that is definitely customizable. So what do you think about that? All right, so now the room is clear. There's probably echo here now because the room is basically empty. I'll start prepping the floor so I don't make a huge mess in the floor, but that will be for a next video. So if you want to keep watching how this office is going to turn out, just watch our next videos. To wrap up here, I think the 24-70 is the favorite lens that I have ever shot with. If I compare it to the Sigma 24-70 that I use at work for the Sony, I think they're both very high quality in the image, but I think the stabilization that it adds on top of the IBIS on this Canon RF 24-70 is just worth the money. I know it's more expensive, but I believe it's worth it. If I compare the two of them, I would pick the RF 24-70. All right, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I see you in the next one.